Hello everyone, it's Shel from Paper Actio Studio. Today I'm sharing with you my November 6th prompt Honeycomb art journal page for the challenge hashtag November Daily Art Journal. You'd think, I've said this so many times, you'd think I would know how to say it by now, but I still hesitate. I'm back in my jelly printed journal that I'm trying to finish out. There's only a few pages. This is a page that has a big gap in between, so I'm just going to use the one side and use the other side for a different page at some other point. I liked this gold and pink, and I thought it would be a nice background for my honeycomb stencil, and I'm using 3 different colors to stencil on my honeycomb. I believe it's raw sienna, yellow ochre, and titanium white, and I'm sponging them in different areas of the stencil because this has nice wide open spaces. I can do a highlight on one side and a shadow on the other side by just sponging. I don't have to change my sponge. I'm just kind of dipping it in different colors and going along, repositioning it. It's only a 6x6 stencil. I think this one is a Heidi swap. There's lots and lots and lots of honeycomb stencils out there in the world. That's probably why we picked this prompt. I'm not really sure why we did, but it's an interesting shape and occurs in nature a lot. So yeah, there I'm putting the highlight on if you can kind of see. It makes the comb look a little bit dimensional by having the highlight in the shadow. So I'm using the titanium white and blending in for the highlight, the yellow ochre for the base color, and then the raw sienna for the shadow on the other side. These are Decoart's media line fluid paints, probably my favorite paints other than the golden fluid, which I can't afford. Those are really great too. But these are similar and less expensive, so these are a good choice. I will list the colors that I'm using on this project in the description box below with links to where you can find them on Amazon, because I just buy all my stuff on Amazon. Although I may have bought some of these directly from Decoart, maybe when they had a sale. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm done with my stenciling, and that adds the honeycomb, but now I need to add something else to the page. I mean, you can't just leave it like that. I could put some words or something, but I decided I was thinking about the honeybee and how honeybees are, they're not on the endangered list, but they are in danger of being on the endangered list because of pesticides and also because of a mite that is killing off the domesticated bees in the United States, some kind of a little pest, and it gets on them and destroys entire colonies. Why do we care? You know, I'm not in love with honeybees. Bees kind of scare me. I don't really want them near me. They make that buzzing sound, which bothers me, but it does matter because they pollinate everything. And if things don't get pollinated, they don't grow, and we don't have fruit or vegetables or things like that. So I don't kill the bees, even the ones by the pool, which sometimes annoy me. We did have a time when we had a whole group of bees land on the house and just sit there, and there was like a whole bunch of them. And instead of calling someone to spray them and kill them, I called someone who was more expensive to come and collect them and remove them to a different place. So I'm just going to draw a honeybee, and as you can see, I drew it in pencil, but you couldn't really see very well. But then I went over the bee part with the fine tip posca pen, and then I drew a flower. I mean, I can't stand things just sitting in the middle of something. It needs to have a ground. It needs to have something to sit on. So I'm using magenta. This is primary magenta. Quinacridone magenta is the darker color I'm going to use for the shadow. And then I'm using orange, primary orange, to put the highlight on the other side. because this page has kind of got pinks and oranges in it, so I thought that would blend in well. So I'm just making a big, I don't know, maybe it's some kind of a Gerber daisy. I don't know what it is. Anyway, a random flower, which I drew. It doesn't have to be something. You can't make me. So I'm just adding the shadow and the highlight and blending the acrylic on the page with my brush. That's why I like fluid acrylics as opposed to a heavy body. Personal preference. Many people like the heavy body better. And it works better on a canvas than these, but for something like in mixed media, these fluid paints are awesome. They're very highly pigmented. I get a lot of color with a little teeny tiny dab of the paint. So it's great. For the center, I'm gonna put the base in with a mixture of titanium white and that yellow ochre again that was still left on the palette. And then I'm going to put in a stem and a leaf and stuff around the edge. I don't know what it's called. That holds the flower together. Part of the base of the cup base of the flower that comes up, and then everything comes out from there. You know what I'm talking about. It probably has a name. Someone will tell me what it is. I don't know. I'm not a botanist. And I'm using yellow gold and yellow green and viridian green for this, two different colors. Mixing them together on the palette a little bit, and then adding straight color for highlights and shadows. So quick little painting there. Nothing earth-shattering, but I'm doing a page every day and a video every day, so some of these need to be quicker than others. So then I got out primary yellow and a little bit of carbon black, and I'm using that ochre again to blend in as well to shade and paint in my bee. Bees are black and yellow, but there are varying shades. They have a lot of brown in them, actually. I drew this from a reference photo. I had a picture of the bee that up above that I could look at when I was making the lines. So it's not a color photo, but I saw other color photos that had kind of brownish colors, and you gotta have shadows and highlights anyway. So the wings are very translucent, and I'm painting them white, which isn't really realistic at all. They're not white. They're see-through. They're translucent, but I can't really get that effect very easily, so I end up adding some of the golden high flow fine silver color here in a second on the wings, just to give them kind of like a little shimmer and trying to make them look more translucent. And then I'm trying to make his eyeball look more like it has a highlight, to make it look like it's shiny, because it's shiny. So just trying to get that effect. Then I'm filling in the pollen pods here now on the center of the flower, just by dabbing the yellow and the white, and then going back in and adding a little bit of brown at the bottom, brownish greenish weird color at the bottom, and then back in for some more highlights with the orange and the white mixed together, trying to make the petals look more dimensional. There's that big glare spot in the middle. I'm sorry about that. I wish that I had a way to fix glare. I just don't know what to do. Maybe my light needs to have a filter or something. I don't know. But I'm not a professional video maker. I make these videos with my phone. So someday maybe I'll up my game and get some better equipment or better lights or something. But right now, this is what you get. I just left this part in, since this is a short video anyway, to show you that I don't waste the paint. I put it on the piece of deli paper, and then I'll use that for collage later. I tear it up and put it in my different boxes of sorted colors that I call my color boxes, and then I use those for collage. So now I've got my fine tip posca pens. You know, I wouldn't make a page without them. I might, but not very often. I've got my black and my white, adding some real bright whites and some real dark blacks in so that things look more dimensional again. I could have made a cutesy bee, but I tried to make something more realistic. Obviously, it's not anatomically correct, but good enough. And of course, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment so I know you were here, subscribe if you haven't already, share if you want to, if you know someone who would like to see this or you want to save it on Pinterest or something. My final thing to do is to add my title, and there is a story behind this. This used to be a screen name of somebody that I knew online, and I always wondered about it. And when I met her, she was a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And when I met her, I asked her what it means, and she said it's another word for honey. So her screen name was Honey, but it was bee barf. So I thought that's what I thought of when I thought about bees. And anyway, yeah. Make sure to go to the links below to see my friends' videos that are with the same prompt. And that's it for me. Thanks. Bye-bye.